Withdraw. To stop taking part in an activity, belonging to an organization, or to make someone do this. To stop giving support or money to someone or something, especially as the result of an official decision. If you withdraw a threat, offer, request, you say that you no longer will do what you said. A knee injury forced her to withdraw from the competition. A government decision to withdraw funding. After much persuasion, he agreed to withdraw his resignation. Withdrawal. The act of moving an army, weapons away from the area where they were fighting. The removal or stopping of something such as support, an offer, or a service. The act of taking money from a bank account, or the amount you take out. The withdrawal of UN forces, withdrawal of government aid. Customers can use the machine to make withdrawals of up to $1,000 a day. Remove. To take something away from, out of, or off the place where it is. To get rid of something so that it does not exist any longer. To force someone out of an important position or dismiss them from a job. To take off a piece of clothing. Remove the old wallpaper and fill any holes in the walls. A cleaner that will remove wine stains. Congress could remove the president from office. Extract. To remove an object from somewhere, especially with difficulty. To carefully remove a substance from something which contains it, using a machine, chemical process. To get something which you want from someone, such as information, money, help, especially when they do not want to give it to you. A short piece of writing, music taken from a particular book, piece of music, a substance obtained from something by using a special process. You'll have to have that tooth extracted. Oils are extracted from the plants. She had extracted a promise from him. I've only seen short extracts from the film. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Withhold. To refuse to give someone something. I withhold payment until they had completed the work. Withstand. To be strong enough to remain unharmed by something such as great heat, cold, pressure. To defend yourself successfully against people who attack, criticize, or oppose you. This fabric can withstand extreme and high temperatures. The Chancellor has withstand the criticism and held film. Neglect. To fail to look after someone or something properly. To pay too little attention to something. Failure to look after something or someone, or the condition of not being looked after. Failure to pay proper attention to something. Many of these ideas have been neglected by modern historians. Tenants are complaining about the landlord's neglect of the property. Negligence. Failure to take enough care over something that you are responsible for. Negligence in carrying out safety procedures. The bridge's architect was sued for criminal negligence. Ignore. To deliberately pay no attention to something that you have been told or that you know about. To behave as if you had not heard or seen someone or something. You can't ignore the fact that many criminals never go to prison. Disregard. To ignore something or treat it as unimportant. When someone ignores something that they should not ignore. He ordered the jury to disregard the witness's last statement. His disregard for her feelings. Prove. To show that something is true by providing facts, information. If someone or something proves difficult, helpful, a problem. They are difficult, helpful, a problem. Tests have proved that the system works. The recent revelations may prove embarrassing to the president. Proof. Facts, information. Documents that prove something is true. A copy of piece of writing or a photograph that is checked carefully before the final printing is done. To treat a material with substance in order to protect it against water, oil. To proofread something. proof of the existence of life on other planets. Can you check these proofs? Climbing gear proofed against water. Do you want me to prove those documents for you? Turn out to happen in a particular way, or to have a particular result, especially one that you did not expect. To stop the flow of electricity to a light by pressing a switch, pulling a string. If a lot of people turn out for an event, they go to watch it or take part in it. It was a difficult time, but eventually things turned out all right. Don't forget to turn out the lights when you go. About 70% of the population turned out for the election. Matter. A subject or situation that you have to think about or deal with, to be important, especially to be important to you, or to have an effect on what happens. These are important matters we need to discuss. If I have to stay late at work tonight, it won't matter because we can go out another night. Count. To calculate the total number of things or people in a group. To say numbers in order, one by one or in groups. The process of counting, or the total that you get when you count things. Sarah can count up to 5 now. Hold your breath for a count of 10. Recover. To get better after an illness, accident, shock. To return to a normal condition after a period of trouble or difficulty. To get back something that was taken from you, lost, or almost destroyed. After a few days of fever, she began to recover. The tourist industry is recovering to pre-war levels. 4 paintings stolen from the gallery have been recovered. Recovery. The process of getting better after an illness, injury. The process of returning to normal condition after a period of trouble or difficulty. When you get something back that has been taken or lost. Doctors expect him to make a full recovery. Hopes of economic recovery are fading. The recovery of the stolen money. Address. The details of the place where someone lives or works, which you use to send them letters. A formal speech that someone makes to a group of people. If you address an envelope, package, you write on it the name and address of the person you are sending it to. What's your new address? An address to the European Parliament. That letter was addressed to me. She turned to address the man on her left. You will have to address your comments to our head office. He addressed an audience of 10,000 supporters. Tackle. To try to deal with a difficult problem. To talk someone in order to deal with a difficult problem. To start fighting someone, especially a criminal. An attempt to take the ball from an opponent in a game such as football. The equipment used in some sports and activities, especially fishing. There is more than one way to tackle the problem. When I tackled Susan about it, she admitted she'd made a mistake. I certainly couldn't tackle both of them on my own. Deal with. To take the necessary action, especially in order to solve a problem. If a book, speech deals with a particular subject, it is about that subject. To do business with someone or have a business connection with someone. A strategy for dealing with disruptive pupils. These ideas are dealt with more fully in Chapter 4. Most travel agents do not deal directly with these companies. Layout. To spread something out, to arrange or plan a building, town, garden. To describe or explain something clearly. To spend money, especially a lot of money. Lay out the map on the table and let's have a look. The garden is laid out in a formal pattern. What's the point in laying out money on something you'll only wear once? Resolve. To find a satisfactory way of dealing with a problem or difficulty. To make a definite decision to do something. To make a formal decision, especially by voting. To separate something into its different parts. Strong determination to succeed in doing something. The crisis was resolved by negotiations. After the divorce, she resolved never to marry again. The Senate resolved to accept the president's proposals. Recent events strengthened her resolve to find out the truth. Resolution. A formal decision or statement agreed on by a group of people, especially after a vote. When someone solves a problem, argument, or difficult situation. A promise to yourself to do something. Strong belief and determination. A resolution calling for a ban on dumping nuclear waste. A forum for the resolution of commercial disputes. Then, with sudden resolution, she stood up. Mediator. A person or organization that tries to end a quarrel between two people, groups, countries by discussion. I see no basis meaningful comparison between solicitors and mediators.